know, just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome in my
Welcome to this week's Tell You What podcast with me, Talal Jawar, and my co-host, Sean McAlevey. We've made it through the storm somehow. Sean, did you survive it okay?
Do you know what? Before I answer that, I realized when you did that intro, I went like this. That was just like a wee salute. Now, it was no other form of salute, and that was unintentional. Please, for the love of fuck, don't come from it. That was not a Nazi salute. I helped survive the storm. Yes, thank God.
Good. Right, tell the good people, Sean, what's going to be coming up on this show.
Right, coming up this week, we have got a banger of an episode. We're going to be talking the big bad storm that's been coming. We're talking Storm Éowyn, if that's how you pronounce it. We're talking everything that's been happening in our week, so we're going to be talking about how that was a storm. I've got back into stand-up after a wee month off. And then the big news, the stuff I'm dying to get into this week is the sports news. Paul Hughes, we both stayed up to 9 o'clock, past our bedtime, to watch Paul Hughes against the Nurmagomedov fight. Unbelievable. The PGMOL, I have some words for the PGMOL, and there's been an update right as we've launched this, so we're going to talk all about that. And the GAA is back, finally. I have been itching to talk about GAA. We discussed the new rules last week, but by fuck am I confused with what's been going on in the GAA the last 2 days. But we'll get all into that in a minute. Before we get into any of that, we'll start off at the start of the week. Talal, tell me about your week. How's things? How's the storm down your neck of the woods?
Week was good. I wasn't gigging, but yeah, got the alert Thursday night for the storm, and I take these things quite seriously. But I didn't think it was going to be as bad. Now, I know people out there probably didn't feel it, but I'm in the countryside, so it was very severe. A lot of devastation around my house, like fences down, tree blew over in the garden. If the wind had been blowing another way, it blew on top of my girlfriend's car. Yeah. There's a house just 2 fields over from me. The whole roof came off.
What?
Yeah, like the whole
the roof is gone.
The roof is gone. You know what I mean? But yeah, they had, you know this too, right? I'm a right lump of a lad, right? There's no denying that. I'm solid.
Yeah.
At one point, a bit of our fence had blown onto the road.
Oh shit!
So I had to go take it off the road. Then the remainder of the fence was just like flopping like this, and I was like, right, need to do something. So me and the girlfriend fucking dressed up, and we had to like ratchet strap one bit of the fence to the other bit of the fence. A fine bit of engineering, not gonna lie. And it worked, it survived, but like, disaster, like just. But here, safe enough, like so. Thankfully, nothing too bad. So
down my neck of the woods, we had devastation to our fence. Our fence is about, I'd say, 20 feet of fence, and I just opened the blinds. I was straight down. I was just going. The reason I sort of rolled my eyes because I was like, "This is a father-in-law job. This is not this." Like I could just see Ashton looking at me being like, "You don't know how to fix that." And I go, "I have no idea how to fucking fix that." That's like it was proper. Like do like the support beam, it just snapped off. It completely gone. So half of the thing is still on the ground, and I'm like. Oh no! So literally spent all day yesterday fixing this fucking fence. It was a nightmare. Like,
so my fence is just all ripped. Some posts were concreted and some posts weren't.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to get a Kango and actually here. Let me tell you something. The week that happens, there'll be no podcast because I'll be lying in a bath of ice for.
There's no way you're getting the Kango out. You're gonna get a man that has the Kango and go, "Hey, buddy, how do you fix that?"
Sean, I have Kango before. Let me tell you.
Have you?
Oh, I.
No way.
Let me tell you something. Did I cry the whole way through it? And for days after, yes. Man, the labour and me just don't go hand in hand.
Do you know what the Kango is? The Kango is the male equivalent. Do you know what vibrating plate women stand on to lose weight? That's the man's equivalent to that vibrating plate.
That is some picture. Just you know what I can do? I'm gonna record myself with no tap on it. Just
slow motion. Slow motion. It's the dad from back in the day.
Yeah. So but yeah, aside from that, the week was pretty good. We enjoyed the snow. The snow was good fun. Took the 2 kids out. Oh, we had loads of snow.
What? Belfast there hasn't been a drop of snow.
Saturday morning, and here you'd swear it was Christmas Day.
No way.
So and do you know what it is, right? And you have to do it because you're the dad. right?
Mhm.
But this is the thing: is Daz will understand this. We don't get it easy. People always go, "Oh, the poor mother." Let me tell you something. Daz get hard, right? 8:30 in the morning. No, say 9 o'clock in the morning, right? And it is funny. The two kids love it. They're laughing their fucking heads off. But do you really think I want to be lying there getting snow put down my back, snow put down, my backside? No, I don't. It's cold. But you have to do it. And I have two, so if one does it, the other one has to do it. So you get double the done.
Well, the
But
glory for you is see that Facebook post, them in the snow. That's gonna bang likes. That's gonna do well. Like that's gonna do numbers. Like on dad
know.
talk, dad
And
Facebook.
and it's me has to roll in the snow, like, and then they have to cover me in the snow, but it's your here. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
That's it. This is it.
You think you take a rough with a smooth, but yes, that's been my week. It's been good overall.
Did you
Great
just go out of
news
electric
tonight.
at any time?
We had electric out for on the actual day of the storm. It was out for a while, which you know something. I feel for people who have still no electric. It must be.
I
grand.
don't. Move to somewhere that has electric and close to the grid. See if you live in the middle of nowhere and you're like, we're down without electric. Yeah, to put someone else on a power line that's going to salvage a village. Never mind your one house up a fucking cul-de-sac. Get out. You got cheap land back in the day, so I have no sympathy for you. You built that house on your dad's land, and I have no sympathy for them.
But here's the thing: shows you how much people are addicted to their phones. Friends of mine were driving 5-6 miles, so in the Moy completely out. The whole village of the Moy completely out. So some of it's back on, some of it's not. Some of my friends were living in areas of the Moy that doesn't have like 4G or 5G. They were driving to like Dungannon to like download movies and TV shows. So they're
That is
fine.
sad.
I was, and I mean, this is peak storm. Like they were mental. But here,
worth the risk. That's worth the risk. You gotta find out what's happening in the next episode of the Traders. Like you gotta get out there and see what's happening. We weren't like pretty much unscathed. Like Belfast was windy, a couple of trees down around us, but like electric on the whole time. My fence blew down, which was just an inconvenience because I knew I'd have to fix it with Ashen's Da, which is now. He actually said to me, right, and he was the one that admitted this. So that's why I'm happy enough to talk about it. I went out, seen he was at the house, and was like, I'll give you a hand. And he goes, to be honest with you, Sean, I don't like having much help. And I was like, well, I can't really go back inside. Like, I have to do something. He goes, us Fagans, we just don't accept much help. And if we do, we'll just complain you haven't done it right. And I'm like, so what? Really, at that stage, I was like, happy days, back inside, stick the YouTube on, watch a bit of football. But internally, I was going, you can't do that. Can't let him win. Like, you can't. That's a test. I was like, this is a test. See what I did? This is a test my manhood here. And if I was inside watching football and Ashland at home and he's out working the fence, forget about it. That's it. I'll be kicked out by the Monday. Like it was recipe for disaster. Like, but I've actually got a pretty exciting week coming up. I'm back to stand up. I don't want to be one of these guys that said I took a break. I just didn't have Maddens on this month, and I was like, fuck it. No one's booked me for anything, so I'm laying low. Obviously, it was into my darts grind and stuff like that. So I've actually quite busy this week. I'm in the Pals tomorrow night. Doing the open spot, which I'm looking forward to, and then I'm actually doing support for Chris Kent on Friday, which see if you're from your end, listen to this, get a ticket. Please do not let this be cancelled because not enough people are going to see Chris. He's one of the best comedians in the country, like
without a doubt.
And even if you don't listen to me, even if you don't show up for when I start, just be there. Soupy Campbell's doing the door edit, I heard. So let's get down and get involved in that. But I wanted to talk to you a wee bit about my darts update, my darts journey, because big things have been happening. And
yes,
it's before I go any further this story, I actually cannot believe from me posting a video at Christmas how much this has taken off and how far I'm in too deep. I actually feel like I can't go back to stand up this week. I met with a guy this week. Shout out Ruthless Darts. Danny Anderson that runs it. So he runs like a bit of like a youth league here. It's in Gallagher Sports Bar. He invited me down and I went down and was like, fuck it, I'll bring the tripod to record a wee bit. He put me in touch with a guy called Mac Darts 180, right? We Scottish fella, sound as can be. He's going for his pro card, but I kept calling him a professional. But he was throwing darts in front of me, hitting 180. He's doing all this mad shit. So I put a few videos up with him being like professional darts player, playing him off 301. And he had a stinker of a leg, but I got from 301 down to a double finish and had darts at a double. It was the greatest sporting achievement I ever had in my life. But I put this video up, and this boy, Mac 180, is getting ripped to bits. Going professional. He's fucking shite.
Oh,
I
no.
am so sorry, man. It's got like 50,000 views, this video. But
I actually watched that.
yeah,
It was
but
good.
do you know what? I actually thought, and at the moment I played him, I thought he was playing off 501 and I was playing off 301. It was only when I watched it back, I was like, fuck, he's going for double there. He was playing off 301 as well, which was insane. But it was actually today that I wanted to talk about the most. So I've been playing darts, been going live on TikTok, doing all wee bits and pieces, which has been good crack. But I never guessed what happened today. I was in Marks and Spencer's. Now, I only go to Marks and Spencer's to look at fancy food. I can't afford anything. And if I'm really feeling generous, I'll look at the yellow label stuff and go, fuck, I still can't afford that. How poor am I? Right? So that's what me and Marks and Spencer's like. But a guy walks up to me in front of Ashton and goes, you're the boy who plays darts on TikTok, aren't you? And I'm going, I've been doing stand-up for 2.5 years. No one gives a fuck. Some man has come up. And here, Marks and Spencer's too. Didn't think I'd find my crowd in Marks and Spencer's. Great to see him hitting that upper tier members of society with my darts content.
That is unbelievable. And the fact that's in Marks and Spencer's makes it. Any other shop you kind of go, oh, that's okay. But Marks and Spencer's, that is because that's the elite shop. Marks.
Like if I for some reason was in like a Polish supermarket on a help, but I would have went, fair enough. I could see that being a thing. But Marks and Spencer's, that's top tier. Like that's the greatest place to get recognized anywhere. That's sophisticated members of society. Like
that's somebody who spent 14 quid on 2 bits of shortbread, really expensive tea bags, sits down, gets them out, and he in the finest China cup you've ever seen, and he goes, you know what? I'll just check out my favorite darts content. Sean McAlevey. When you picture that, do you know what I mean?
That's a sad sight. That is a sad sight.
Some massive house on the Malone Road. He's like, fucking. At a big day as a fucking surgeon, they had three heart transplants. I'll unwind here watching Sean McAlevey trying to hit a 180.
That's the point. And Jody said, actually, that's right. He goes to me, he goes, and that's how I knew he'd properly watch the video. He goes, that 180's coming. And fuck, I never felt such belief in my life. I'm like, I think I could run for president in about 2 years' time if I keep this dark stuff going. I think I could captivate the country.
Hey, that's unbelievable. You know what it is? You know where you're going traveling too?
Yeah.
Like, you should definitely go around and, like, if darts is like a big... Imagine you go to, like, some country that darts is the big thing and you start playing darts, it's like, this is class.
I was thinking about see if I moved to, like... I'm trying to think where... Singapore. Fuck, I would be because... Let's face it, I stick out in Singapore as it is. And if I could play darts, and darts is quite big out in them countries, they're just not very good at it or tall enough to reach the board. So, no, that's...
You're right.
But yeah, it's all part of it. They have a step to get up. But it's kind of like, do you ever see whenever them boys, like the Thai boys playing like the World Championship, everyone's rooting for them because like they don't look like the big regular lads from here that all play. So I think I could do the same over there. But yeah, the darts world has just been... I don't know if I can go back to stand up. I'm really going to have to consider my next move here carefully. Like,
well, I'm going to say this: you've had no bad experiences with darts. Many bad experiences. You have stand up. That's fucking weekly. You know what I mean? Every comedian I can't believe I'm going to do this gig, and then you rock up to the gig and you're racked with anxiety, and you turn up and there's no like. If you're asked to go play darts, you know there's going to be at least a dartboard. Like many gigs we rock up to. There's been no microphone, no stage. There's just you in the corner of a room. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what's great? Do you know what's great about darts too? It's just blokes. Like and even if there's women there, they're blokey women. Do them kind of fucking girls like you're just like you get it. Like there was when I was at that Gallery Sports Bar the other day, they had Rangers and United on. I was just like, this is great. Surrounded by TV, darts, pints. Fucking all the isms of the day happening in the background behind you, but just great people at heart. Like,
hey, and that's the way, and that's what, go back to a simpler time in life. That's what life was like, Sean.
You know what I mean? Do you know what? I feel like man now. I think I've been practicing. I'm not even being funny, and unintentionally practicing darts about 2 hours a day.
Now it is infectious. Have I started playing darts virtually? Yes.
That was the laziest thing I've ever heard in my life. Do you know how much effort physical darts takes? You see if you're playing darts sitting down, I'm gonna fucking kick you in the teeth.
No. But you're standing up and it is like you know, and I'm just
are you any
properly.
Good?
Oh shit!
But like how shit?
Oh shit! Like
you
can do it with like some help. So like you can almost see where your dart's going to land, but you still have to like throw it at the right pace and the right height.
Yeah.
I turned that off and I was like, you know what?
You're using aim assist.
I'm using aim assist, aimbot for darts. And I was like, nah, turn that off. Turn it off. And me and a guy were playing, and it went 43. So with 43 like times up to the board.
Oh fuck! Right, Jesus Christ.
And, yeah, that's how long it took. Now I won on a double one.
Here, a win's a win. We take those. Take those all day.
Yeah.
Take that to the bank. So yeah, that's my week, and that's the darts life back in the stand up. So we'll see how to juggle the two of those things. Well, we go into our sports news because I mentioned to talk about some sports this week.
Let's get in.
Let's get into the big one. Paul Hughes in Dubai against, I can't even say his first name, Nurmagomedov. I think I'm saying that
Usman.
right. Usman Nurmagomedov. Thank you for the assist there.
Yes, no problem. Hey, brother.
Hey, not anymore. Actually, in fairness, we'll get into that in a minute. The whole my brother speech, because that was the end of the fight. But Paul Hughes going into it, right? Heavy favorite. People think he's going to go to the UFC. For anyone that doesn't know, he decides to go to the PFL after being with Bellator and winning the belts there. He's always wanted this fight. And Nurmagomedov, for context, his corner last night, Khabib, 28-0. Your boy, what's his name?
Islam Makhachev.
He's undefeated in the UFC. Yeah. And then him, who's 16-0, never lost, 15-0 going into that fight, never lost a fight. So you're going, and they're all from Dagestan. You're going, this is insane. Paul Hughes, I thought, came out, game plan unbelievable. Looked really slow, looked like he wasn't going to do much, and just sort of feeling him out. But fuck, he punished him really, really hard in those rounds. Like,
do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't like. I haven't seen much of Paul Hughes now. Maybe his last couple of fights. So sort of been keeping an eye on him. And I seen that this fight, was very, very excited for this fight. Now I remember a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month or so ago, somebody else was meant to walk him to the ring. So glad it didn't happen. So glad it didn't happen, because it would have came about him. He comes on, great song to walk on to. Now I will say this: I thought the first round he started off too slow.
Yeah,
and your boy, not that your boy was pacing him up, but it was kind of like they were scoring points. Not that I'm a big MMA, like fucking I don't know about MMA, but I just thought if you had let, like, even at the end of the fight, Paul Hughes says, "I've stuff left in me here. I didn't give it me all." Now they kept kicking each other in the cock, which was like, the class. Come on now, stop it. But great fight, unbelievable. I just, at the end of the fight, my first reaction was, Usman's won it. And I was going to go, well, did he? But, But it's some respect, because your boy Usman Nurmagomedov, I don't know if you watched much of the build-up to it.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
He completely dismissed Paul Hughes, like, completely dismissed him. And at the end of the fight, he was like, I am sore. Like, my body is in pain, or whatever he said. And like Usman left the arena on crutches.
No way. His calves were getting like
insane. It was insane. So it was like, to me, it was like, but there was one round where he got him on the ground, and I was like, and I think judges are swayed by that too much.
They are, because they'd be on the ground and like, it's one of those ones where like we're not entertained by it, but it is scoring points. By the second, people are just going like, yes, this is like big in control and you're dominating the fight, and you're going, but are you though?
But to me, it's like, if you get somebody on, it's like, fair enough, the takedown is a scoring point or whatever it is, right? But if you're just landing them, like, do you know what I mean?
It's like I think though, like, is getting a takedown is not as hard as punching someone and knocking them over. Do you know what I mean? So that shouldn't be scored. And I feel like those are scored the same, because they're like, well, if you're taking them down, striking, then takedown. Like, it's like you could trip anybody on top.
I thought it was scored unfairly, because Usman lost a point, but he still won 48-46, which means he would have won 49-46. So it meant that he only won one round. He definitely won more than one round. Like,
no, 100%.
Like I thought it was 3-2.
Yeah, I would have said, I don't know. Part of me was going, I think he could sneak it, but for anyone who's listened to this podcast forward, my stance on fighting has always been, if you want to get the belt, you got to beat the guy. Like,
you
and
have,
if it's anywhere close, it's kind of like the old offside rule. If it's anywhere close, I'm going to give the advantage to the boy that has the belt. The sort of thing.
Yeah, he did hurt him a right few times, and like, see, to be honest with you, I love like a really, when people say like that's cold, like it's really cool.
Yeah.
Seen a class picture of like Paul Hughes, the blood is just running down his face. He's just smiling. I'm like, how mental are you? Like, I've always said, anybody who's a professional fighter scare me.
You have to have a wireless, like I mean, in the most respectful way possible. There needs to be something not right with you because it makes no sense to do.
Like, Sean, you're you have fight experience.
I don't like to talk about it. You know me, humble guy.
Yeah, right, humble. Stay humble, eh? But like, even when I was like training for boxing and sparring, like, it's not nice. It's not a nice feeling looking across the ring at someone. And I only ever spar people who aren't fully professional boxers. Do you know what I
mean? Yeah.
Across the ring against somebody who is fully trained to absolutely dismember you. Like, I just think it's mad.
But it's like anything, their job, right? I always try and relate it back to like, do you know the way like tomorrow, me and you are going to have to clock into work, right? And fucking type emails and answer Teams calls and whatnot. Like, I have a wee bit of like a feeling in my stomach going, oh Jesus, like another fucking Monday. Like, and I feel kind of like about it. Imagine knowing you're clocking in to this boy from Dagestan who, from the age of 4, all he's done is pray and fight. That's it. Yeah. And the only thing standing in his way of getting paid is you. That is horrendous feeling, like.
But I even think, like, you even think of Paul Hughes looking across that ring, right, or that octagon, right? And as you said at the start of this, Khabib and Islam, you're going, this is a nightmare. And if this breaks out into a massive row, like, you're looking at his team.
Did you hear the boy? The best part of the whole show, the fight was unbelievable. The best part was there's clearly a boy from Belfast or up in Northern Ireland in Paul Hughes' corner, and you kept getting these wee sound bites. There was one part where Hughes was really putting the pressure on him, and all you hear is, "Don't let him off that fucking hook."
Yes, unbelievable.
And the commentator's like, I don't know what he just said, but it sounds like he's putting the pressure on them. That's class.
It's lethal, and I hope and pray that the rematch comes to Belfast.
I think it will, because it can't go to Russia, for obvious reasons.
Yes.
Dubai, there's obviously big money to fight out there, and the amount of support those guys get with like the Muslim community and stuff they got out there is massive too. But I actually thought that fight was good because there's so many Irish people out there. It did feel maybe 60-40 in favor of Nurmagomedov, but like very close to 50-50, like, which was quite cool.
Yes. But sure, if you read any right-wing posts, sure, there'll be as many Muslims in Belfast. You know what I mean? There's not rats in
the hotel lobby.
Exactly.
That would be. Imagine the bus picking a load of boys up from the hotel. The fucking no,
unreal.
Oh dear.
Like, hey, that's definitely one where like I could definitely like be wearing a Paul Hughes top, and if he's beat, just take it off. I'm the only person that can do that. Yes.
I think I would, with your permission, I would wear the headdress I have as well. I'd wear one of those. Then just I'd make sure, because we've got the hookup now for good seats in the SSE. So yes, we know a few guys that can get us in there nice and close. So imagine me and you, two Dons. You need to go in the full dress. You need to go full Saudi. You need to just sit there.
But I could definitely blag my way in. Like if I went full outfit, and they asked to see my passport or like identification, there you go.
Yeah, I'm not joking. See if here's what we'll do. I'm gonna put on a suit. I'm gonna be your security, right? And it's just you and your own, and you need to go. I mean, full flip flops, like everything, right? Dude, right in the freezing cold. And I'm gonna walk in, and if anyone says anything, I'm going, His Highness doesn't answer to you.
Can you let me your fake Rolex?
Yeah.
Fake Rolex. Let's do it.
That would be the best video we ever created. Can we sneak Talal Jamar into the Paul Hughes? That would be class.
Unbelievable.
Be class. You said and then, so what else happened? Oh yeah, and that's one touch on. So I actually think Paul Hughes would have won that fight if it wasn't for the third ball kick Oh no, the head clash. The head clash.
The head clash, yes.
If it wasn't for the head clash, he out of the two of them, Paul Hughes looked way fitter.
Which is very surprising because them Dagestanis can go for weeks, like.
Yeah, them boys can work. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Now I was doing a lot of research for research for the fight. Now your boy Usman isn't a typical Dagestani. Like if you watch Islam fight, you watch Khabib fight, they're like wrestling is what they do.
Yeah. No, he's more of like a striker and stuff, isn't he?
But that head clash saved him. Like
I definitely did. And it was a vet move. That was a veteran move. Take all 5 minutes because Paul Hughes was getting kicked and going, "No, I want to keep this pace up. I want to keep this pace up."
Yeah.
Fair play to him because one of them he got absolutely ball crushed. He got absolutely John Honoré said it was mental.
But you want to know? I know if you notice or not. Did you see how quick they were? As in, like at striking.
Oh yeah, it was nuts.
Ooh, like your boy Usman was very quick. Like I know that's why I would love to see it live to see. Because obviously, TV it's not as fast. It doesn't look as fast, like. But flip, they were animals. It's a great start to the year.
Yeah, really good start to the year. Because well, it would have been really interesting if Paul Hughes had won that fight. Where does he go?
Well, you see, the thing is, he was in the UFC, and then I don't think they really cared about him or like looked after him.
Yeah,
so that's why he went back to the PFL, and he's kind of going like, well. These guys look after me. I'm making money. It's one of those ones where he's come out. He's kind of like not like Luke Littler, but Luke Littler got beaten in the final last year.
Yeah,
but he was a real winner.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. True. True. Yeah.
Paul Hughes, he might have lost the battle, but he won the war. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So like
that's a great analogy, actually. Yeah, because what he's set up for the rest of the year now. If he wants to fight someone, he's got them,
and he's got. Like, I'm going to say this. This time last year, we weren't talking about Paul Hughes.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So now it's and plus he's a local fella, like, played a bit of guard all too, like, which is not a bad thing.
Things, I was obviously, Joe, what, though, just to finish it, I was as much as like everyone was proud of him, and after the fight, the guys were like, what I kept finding so funny is they kept giving him his full name. The Russian guys are like, "Oh my God, Paul Hughes, we must have respect for you after this fight." And Paul Hughes. And I was like, how many times am I going to say Paul Hughes is nuts?
I know.
They kept going on about the respect, and I'm like, this is all nice. And you could see that he was like, look, I wasn't here to get your respect. I was here to win. And you could see he was absolutely devastated, like that he didn't get the result, but he had the beating of him, like.
But see, I think he was also disappointed because he said that he goes at some left in the tank, and I think that's why he was. I always think if a fighter gives his best and gets beat, you can always sort of go, right, but I didn't get the result. Like kind of like Tyson Fury getting beat by Usyk. I think Tyson Fury gave his best, whereas I think Paul, he could have. I think the start of the 5th round ruined it for him because your boy had him on the ground.
Yeah, true. That was a lot of control. Like
if he could have kept him on the feet a bit, I don't know.
Although, in fairness, as an event, the PFL, I didn't watch all the fights, but it seemed like a massive success. Like, sold out arena. Yeah. You've got 2 of the biggest stars in the game at the minute. And do you know what? UFC's been pissing me off because they keep putting stuff on super late. I'm not staying up to 3-4 in the morning. At least whenever stuff's held out in Dubai, Saudi, Middle East, 9 o'clock, everyone can watch it. It genuinely is great. It is so. I actually think it's so much better.
See, here's my take on it. I used to be a big fan of it. I'm still a big fan of the UFC, but the reason I loved the UFC, I got into the UFC was because the best fought the best all the time. Yeah. Nobody ducked anybody. John Jones, who people say is the best fighter of all time. There's a guy, Tom Aspinall, who's the interim champion. John Jones will not fight him.
Yeah. And there's no one else for Tom Aspinall to fight, really.
So now John Jones is going to drop down and fight Alexander Pereira at light heavy, but your Alexander Pereira was a lightweight as well. So it's to me it's just like fuck it.
Yeah, that's what I like. I think the PFL will do well with like getting good fighters, and so hopefully more to come, and hopefully more Paul Hughes stuff. Like, I mean, the guy has deserved a good break after that fight. In fairness to him,
yes.
But hopefully more to see from him, and obviously very good for Irish MMA as well. So keep our eyes out for that.
Yeah.
Next on our news is, and I hate talking about this, but we'll have to do it. I can't let it go. PGMOL
let me tell you something. Sorry, go on ahead, Sean. Sorry.
Let me tee you up. Let me. You've gone straight for the red there. You haven't. You've come in hot there. Michael Oliver all over it. PGMOL. The big talking point this weekend. Arsenal red card. Arsenal, the center of the refereeing disaster class that has been this season, and not only right. For anyone that's seen the tackle, I'm sure you did. Was it Wanyeri got sent off or Lewis Skelly?
Lewis Skelly.
Lewis Skelly got sent off for a tackle 5 yards outside his own area after a corner. A deliberate trip, cynical yellow, move on the game. Michael Oliver reaches for the red card, sends him off. VAR have a look and said, serious foul play. And to give him back the decision on field. Anyway, everyone's going crazy about it. Everyone's going mad about it. Wolves could have had 2 players direct red carded. You could even see Michael Oliver when he had to send one of the Wolves players off for a second yellow. He was like wincing. He's going, I'm going to have to send him off here. And this isn't what I want to do. But breaking news just tonight, before I let you go, Talal, on this one, is the PGMOL have come out about the decision and said it is not acceptable that people are threatening the referee, threatening his family members, and the comments that have been made about him online and in person, and have backed the decision. Go for it.
Right. So first of all, I kind of agree. You shouldn't be attacking a person's family. Him, on the other hand, fucking deserves it. Everything he gets, right? Fucking clip this, right? I'll tell you why. There's what's tonight, and people always say Arsenal fans are always crying, they're always yapping, right? And I'm gonna say something, right? All I want and all every fan wants is consistency. Now, just a few off the top of my head. Michael Oliver sent Gabriel Martinelli off for 2 yellow card offences within 4 seconds, right? That was the start of that hasn't happened since. Declan Rice, Leandro Trossard both get sent off for disrupting the play. Right?
Restart, yeah.
Or disrupting restart. Again, it's meant to be this new rule. Nobody has been sent off for it since. They might have got a yellow card, but nobody's got a second yellow card yet, right? Last year, Arsenal played. Was it last year? Yes. Last year, Arsenal played Manchester City. Kovacic gets booked. A couple of minutes later, he absolutely empties Martin Odegaard. Empties him, right? In a tackle which could have easily been a straight red. And Michael Oliver uses the excuse, I don't like to disrupt a big game.
Ruin the game, yeah. I remember that one, yeah.
Right.
Remember Newcastle?
The
Newcastle one wherever you got by the throat.
Yes.
Not serious foul play.
Not serious foul play. Now, all we want is all these new red cards that we have seen. You look at the one Saliba got. I don't know, it wasn't Michael Oliver, but I'm just saying another decision. He pulls a boy down inside his own half, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, a referee should make a split decision going, you know what, this striker hasn't scored all year. He's probably not going to score here now. We had a covering defender, and Ben White would have caught him because Ben White caught Leroy Sané.
Yep.
Who's a very fast player. Right? So I'm just going, these referees are not fit for purpose.
Yep.
And you know it is. And referees probably are sick of Arsenal crying at them and Arteta and all crying at them. But just do it right. Just referee the game properly. Now, whenever it happened, whenever I was watching the match, whenever Lewis Skelly tipped him, I went, yellow card. Actually, whenever Lewis Skelly tipped him, just before it panned away, I seen Oliver go for his red card. And I was like, did you ever see the clip of your boy from AF TV? The Bolly boy, he's done it again.
Yeah.
I was exactly right. Maybe lad, it was just me, maybe lad in the house, right? Maybe lad doesn't understand what's going on. I turned around to maybe lad and went, I bet you that fucker's going to send him off, right? Maybe lad's going, what? Right? Then I have going, oh my god, if he repeats that effort, I'm dead. My woman's going to kill me. I'm sitting down, and I was like, this is where I need to be surrounded by adults here, or get it, understand football here to Charlie. And all of it, and he did. He sent them off, and I was like, VAR will not overturn that, and it's shocking.
It was absolutely horrendous. I actually think there was one yesterday in the City game, Chelsea. I think it was before 1-0. One of the Chelsea players run clean through on goal, knocks the ball around, gets taken out, yellow card. And I'm going, that's the Saliba incident, 40 yards closer to goal. I actually couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was and the fact that they've come out and said, oh yeah, we're back in the game. It was serious foul play. There were studs up. you know what happens when you lift your foot out of the grass on a football pitch? The studs come out with it. You can't leave the studs in the ground. It was never. And this isn't. And for me, it's not an Arsenal thing. Like, it is an Arsenal thing. But if that happened Spurs, if that happened Liverpool, if that happened United, I would be coming out and going, "This isn't funny anymore. This is an absolute disgrace."
See the fact that other teams' fans are actually going, "That's a friend of mine, like, hates Arsenal, absolutely despises him," and I text him going, "Look at that red card for Arsenal. I want your honest opinion." And usually he would try and wind me up. He goes, "I can't even try and wind you about that." He goes, "No way, that's a red card."
Yeah. I fully would have, like, see if I was well, thankfully the good news was Arsenal went on and they won the game. But the fact that there's a 3-match ban that won't get overturned either is just mind-boggling. They're never going to listen to me now. They will never overturn that red card to anything less than a 3-game ban, which is mental. But if I'd Calafiori and when I scored that goal, do you know where I was going? I would have done full out of your in front of Michael Oliver, straight up them, going, "How do you like that there?" Oh, he's a piece of work.
But are Man City back, by the way?
That is a great question. Well, not the Apples Arsenal fans, but let's put it this way: they play Arsenal very, very soon, and of course, that new signing though looks like a baller. Mazwai.
Hold on a second. I know.
Jesus.
Oh no, Omar Mamouche.
Mamouche. Oh, he looks like a baller.
Now, did you see the centre back's debut?
That's not good. That's not good.
I was lost it there. I was like, "Oh my god," he made the mistake, and I was like, "Look, lad, I just know you just have to." And then in 4 minutes he had give away a goal and get a card, and he went, "This last not seeing 10 minutes."
He got hooked as well, and you're going, "Oh."
52 minutes now. The fact he made it to them is credit to him, but I was like, "This is shocking."
I've been at Man City. They're definitely looking at the receipts. They're going, "What did you do with that receipt?" Checking in the back of the car.
Will that centre back turn into prime Maldini next week? 100%.
Oh, absolutely. Will. It's set up. It's just set up perfectly. But in fairness, I only want to beat City when they're at their best. See all them other teams that beat them when they're shite. Doesn't mean anything. Beat them when they're playing well.
Here's the thing, right? If City beat Arsenal, right? Liverpool have a tricky game, I think, away to Bournemouth, which is tricky. If Liverpool drop points and City beat Arsenal, I think City go on to win the league, which would be...
That is the maddest take. You're saying Arsenal can't go win the league, and you think City can win it from the position there? No, you're absolutely cooked.
Because they've done it. They've done it so many times before.
I do agree that I think Liverpool will drop more points, but I just think I don't think City will beat Arsenal. It's in the Emirates.
Unless Arsenal sign a couple of players, which they won't.
Which, what are we on now? 26th of January. They have until the 2nd of February to get a signing in the door. And it's not looking likely. Not looking likely whatsoever.
How did United do?
That game was on it. It was 0-0 last I checked.
Oh, the 1-0.
Who scored?
Martinez.
They're useless. I actually have no love for them whatsoever.
No.
But by the way, seeing that City game, Chelsea could have been 3-0 up.
Oh yeah,
easily. So that kind of fills me with hope.
Yeah, I will say this: at 1-0, they got 2 on goal, and Cole Palmer scored it. One of the worst passes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
If that happened, like me and the lads play pro clubs. If somebody scores a ball like after me, I'm showing up at the front door. Like, let me tell you something.
I was going to call that something there, but I'll refrain from. It's called sweaty goal now, I believe. Is that the term? Used to have a different term, but we'll definitely not use that in this economy.
Definitely not.
No. Right, so that's our Premier League roundup for the week. Let's go into the GA action then. GA
is back.
God bless the Fire Stick. Every GA Go game loaded to the hilt on it. It was absolutely fantastic. We'll start with your lovely Tyrone. Will it Tyrone v Derry?
Yes, good.
Did you watch it?
Yes, good. Well, see most of it. Good to meet our neighbours. I'll tell you what won Tyrone that game. It was basically Tyrone obviously spent more time learning the new rules than Derry did. That's essentially what it came down to. Not because the conditions were awful. The pitch was a shit show.
Was atrocious. Yeah.
To be fair, some clinking goals scored. Derry, I don't think, understood what was going on.
I don't think anyone knows what's going on with these Euros. It's overload. All this weekend has taught us is they're no longer playing Gaelic football. I don't know what we'll call it, but that's no longer Gaelic football. It is absolute chaos. See this, Joe, it's the one that's really getting me so wound up. This tap and go thing.
Yes, I don't understand it.
So off-putting. And you
But-
can tap and go within a 4-meter radius of wherever it happened.
Yes.
So you can get fouled like on the 21 and run into like the penalty spot and tap and go. I'm like, but it happened back there.
Yeah, but even there was ones that at the because Derry went 3-0 up, right, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a nightmare. Then Tyrone got a score, and then but even still, it was like, I was like, oh, Derry's gonna run it. The turning point of the whole match was a Tyrone player got fouled about 70 meters from Derry's goal, right?
Yeah.
The Derry player said something or didn't give the ball back. The ball got moved from 70 meters away to the 21-meter line, so it went from a non-scoring opportunity to basically a free point.
Do you know what it's like, right? Do you know what this whole
50 meters.
You know what this whole experience is like? Because that rule just blows my mind, right? The GAA have went, the game's gone. They've like completely overreacted and they're going, we're changing all the rules. For the analogy of the week, it's like going back in the day, you go to your man, you're like, what are you cooking for dinner? And she's like, oh, mince and spuds. And maybe you roll your eyes or something. She goes, right, that's it. I'm not cooking all week. I'm going to starve you for the rest of the week. And it's like, that's too drastic. That's way too drastic for what we need to happen here. The 3v3 rule is great. That is a fantastic rule change. Not as many people behind the ball moves around. Great. Keep that rule. This rule of you have to hand the ball back when you commit a foul is absolute madness. You can decide, you can actually, depending on where it happens, you can move it up to the arc and get a free 2-point shot at the goal or inside the arc, depending where it happens, which is just madness. I just can't get my head around that. The goalkeeper rule, I was watching Down versus Roscommon today. The goalkeeper seems to be able to do whatever he wants, but he has to be a goalkeeper, right? So he can run up and leave the 3v3 situation. Down substituted their goalkeeper today to put an outfield player in nets with like 20 minutes to go. Do you like an ice hockey team does?
Yeah. That's
and let him run around the place. I was like, this is so confusing. Everyone's going the whole time. What's happened? The Down game I was watching today was on TG Cahir, right? And God bless, I love TG Cahir because they show the games. But when they're speaking Irish, you don't have a clue what's going on. And the rules are that complicated that the guy that was explaining them on TG Cahir was speaking English. That's how complicated it's going. They're all going and shocked that he's shock. And he's going, well, technically he dropped the ball and moved it up 45 meters. And you're going, what are we doing?
It's mental. Just leave it as it is. That was my thing. Now I do like a 3-on-3 thing. It's good.
That is good. That's the only. I feel like that was the only rule they need to change. But anyway, we all know the league means nothing in Gaelic football. So whatever comes to the league, as long as you don't get relegated, and even if you do get relegated out of Division 1, it's not a deal breaker. For the likes of Down, the teams in Division 3 and 4, like you want to get promoted and you want to get a bit of momentum going. But for the most part, it doesn't matter. Like Armagh lost to Galway there. That doesn't matter. They're still going to be thereabouts for Ulster Championship and stuff like that. Like so, interesting first week of the GAA. I'd love to know if people are watching this to drop some comments in and tell us what you thought of the rules because my head was sore. Like it was just so confusing. The whole thing, the 2 points and adding it up and figuring it all out. But we'll get there. I think we will get there with it. And I don't know. It's too late. We're stuck with it now. They've made the decision and they're stuck with it now.
And also let us know the worst refereeing decision your team has ever faced.
Oh, that is fantastic. That is so good. Like,
let us know. We'd be interested to hear.
I have nothing else I want to touch on for this week. Tal, have you anything you want to talk about before we wrap up here?
No, I'm all good. I'm in Lavery's this week.
Yeah.
So if you're in Belfast, get a ticket. Come and see the guy. But if you're not from there and you're just somewhere else, get a ticket to my show in the Crack Theatre in Glenelg. It is actually starting to sell quite well.
Get in there.
So safe from that. Keep liking, sharing the podcast, spread the news, the word far and wide. I don't like preaching. Don't like preaching. I know I sounded like a preacher there.
The word of God.
The word of God. Yeah.
But from myself, Madden's Belfast Comic Hub is officially back on the 2nd of February, I think it is. Well, start of February anyway, the first Tuesday in February. And then we've got Tim McGarry the 21st of February. The tickets are flying out for that. Likely going to be sold out before the event. So go and get yourself a ticket. Do yourself a favor so you don't miss that. That's going to be one of a kind show. You're not going to see anything better than that all year. So get down, support if you can, and we'll see you all there. Please share the podcast, spread the word, and we'll see you all next time. Good luck.
Bye-bye.
know, just let me oh. That clock keeps ticking like a metronome in my